What's up, guys? It's Benjamin Burke back with a tournament recap video. This is going to be another win. Actually, this is on Lake of the Pines on February 1st. I'm filming this February 8th, much later. Sorry for the late. Just haven't got around to it. February 1st on Lake of the Pines, water temp was, I think, 52. Majority of places that we went. Had a decent practice. Stayed above the bridge, fished some areas with hydrilla. Really tried to key in on my strong suit, which is hydrilla fishing this time of year, and needless to say, we found it. Ended up winning with my biggest tournament bag ever, which was 22.01, and I had an 8.51 or 8.52 big fish, which was great. Landed a solid first place finish, third one of the season, so that's great. And a lot of things to be grateful for this season, including those 3 wins. And so I'll just get to it. We started practice, first time on that lake. I decided I was going to try to find hydrilla. Hydrilla this time of year in any lake is usually where you want to be if you're looking for numbers or just decent size. And so the key bait to break down hydrilla any time of year are going to be a rattle trap, a chatterbait, and a hybrid hunter, depending on color for what you like to throw, what time of year. But I'm going to go with probably 90% of the time this spot remover color, or I'm going to go with a green pumpkin shad color. That's what I'm going to typically have tied on as soon as I get to Hydrilla Lake. That's going to change as soon as I see water clarity. So in this case, or water temp, in this case, it got really muddy where I was, and colder water, so I switched to this, I believe it's Tackle Warehouse Crawl. I'm not 100% sure. With a freeloader trailer. That's a Tennessee shad that I took a marker to and colored it red. And that chatterbait, I'll give you a look at it again. That chatterbait was the chatterbait that won the tournament. This one keyed in on everything in practice for me, and then this one won the tournament. First fish in the morning was at 7:15, I believe, and it was on this chatterbait, and it was 8.52. Memorable fish, memorable bait, memorable catch. Kept fishing around these shallow hydrilla beds that we'd found. These fish were literally in 2 foot of water, 2 foot or less, schooled up, like crazy schooled up. And we fished around to where we knew another school was after that 8. And first 2 casts in there, we hook a 5-pounder and a 3-pounder, or somewhere around 5. My scale was off, and I didn't weigh it up the tournament scale. And we caught a double, a 5 and a 3. And then for the next 10 minutes, we doubled every single cast on 2-pounders and just kept calling 2-pounders, high 2s. And I believe we ended up with another 3-pounder or 3.5-pounder. And then we had a high 2 after that. So it was a really fun tournament. Caught a ton of fish. Caught a ton of fish before 8 o'clock even rolled around. All of that was done on jackhammer chatterbaits. My partner was actually throwing a fire crawl, which very small variation between a fire crawl and a Tackle Warehouse exclusive. But I believe they're both some of the best colors for this time of year, especially when you're dealing with that muddier water. Right now I'm on Rayburn. You're dealing with the clearer water. You're going to want to pick back up something like the, goodness, I just said it. That one. You're going to want to pick up something closer to that one. Whatever your shad look like, pick the closest chatterbait color. Do some sneaky experimenting with your chatterbaits. It pays off. Also have a lot of chatterbaits, because even a slight color variation can make a big difference. Sorry, I got cut off by a AC unit turning on. So, like I said, the key to this was we were up shallow. We were 2.5 foot of water. Hydrilla wasn't really great hydrilla. Actually, the better patches, for us at least, were the dead patches with lots of bluegill in them. Like I said, this chatterbait did it all in practice, and this is on a Dobbins 7.3 medium heavy fast action. It's a great rod for a chatterbait. I also threw a Dobbins, I believe, moderate heavy fast action as well in a 7.1 That's my second favorite chatterbait rod. You got to have just a little bit more backbone throwing in hydrilla. That other chatterbait rod I threw just open water chatterbaiting, and threw this on 15-pound fluoro, and on my open water I threw it on 12-pound fluoro, just because that's what I had on. Nothing specific. Both left-handed Corrado 200Ks. Great setup for grass fishing, especially in lakes like Lake of the Pines, Sam Rayburn, Toledo Bend. If they're really up shallow in grass, chatterbait's the way to do it. Lake of the Pines also had a few other ways that people caught fish and set up on it this past time when I was there. And in practice, I didn't get to adventure out as much as I would have liked to, because I stayed primarily on the way north end of the lake, which is a good part of the lake. And what I would have done differently if I wouldn't have stayed up there is I would have gone and found bait chasers, probably suspended near timber. I know that there was a shad die-off going down on the south end of the lake when I went down there a little bit, and there was some bigger fish around the shad die-off, but I didn't see any over 5 pounds, I don't think. Nothing like I was seeing up shallow on the north end. So I just stayed up there. Like I said, I had 22 pounds before 8 o'clock. Went looking for coals, never could find them. Did a bunch of different stuff. Almost ran all the way back down the lake. Decided not to. Just sat on 22 pounds and tried to make the best of the rest of the day. Caught a lot more fish that were like half an ounce away from culling. The balance beam just kept going to my fish that was in the live well, so I was fine with that. 22 pounds was great. Second place was 20 pounds and third place was 18 pounds. I'm assuming both of those guys did it live scoping bait chasers. I know second place did. I don't know what third place did, but I'm assuming they did the same deal. But just farther south on the lake than I was. Let me think. Texas Bass Nation, it was a Northeast Division tournament. So we won Palestine and now Pines back-to-back. And our next stop's at Cedar Creek in April or March, I'm not sure. So we'll see what we can put together there. Hopefully we'll put together some more good news. I can't wait to get back out there and fish the Northeast Trail. It's turned out to be a great season up there. And hopefully we can secure another win, doing something we like up shallow. Or we could go out deep and see what we can do out there as well. If you have any questions about what I did, where I did it, how I did it, about Lake of the Pines, and just to remember, that was February 1st, and the water temps were 52 degrees, so a little bit cold still for how shallow I was catching my fish. 2.5 foot of water, and then the 8-pounder came out of 5 foot of water, but I mean, she was sliding up to go up to those 2.5 foot water fish, and caught them in an area no bigger than the front deck of my boat, or actually just the boat in general. And they were just stacked in there. Caught them throughout, kept coming back to that spot, caught fish there all day. Just couldn't get another big one out of there. Thank you for watching.